Hello. So we're on Discover Energy Work, and I thought it's a really good idea. Instead of me explaining what I think about energy work, is to meet some wonderful people who are really active in energy work, are really good at it. And the first person I thought of was Dianna Lane, and here she is. Hello, Dianna. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Richard Wicks, for having me on. I really appreciate being here.
Well, it's brilliant. No, we met, didn't we? First time we met was in Hong Kong, and we had some great times together. And then I realized that you're really, really into energy work like me. And so I've got some, I've given you some ideas of the things I'd like to ask you in advance. But it's always interesting for me to ask people, how did you get into it? I mean, I think it's a weird thing. And I'm weird, of course. I think it's a weird thing to be into. So what was your first experience?
Honestly, I never delved into this world. I'd always stayed away. I had two majors in science at the college in Singapore. I studied biology, human physiology,
Right.
and I never thought I would go into this work. And yes, I did think it was weird at the time. I think my first foray was family constellations, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm tapping into somebody else's thoughts and feelings, and I don't behave this way. And that was a first for me. And subsequently, I think I really went into it when my dad was not well in 2013.
Right.
And that's when I started learning meditation from a Taoist master. And it was in Mandarin. It was really complicated, really difficult. But I learned and built my insight from his training, I believe, being able to feel energy, that the chi within, the warmth within when you meditate. And he said I had some healing hands, a gift. And my dad stopped reading in 2013 when he was ill. And I tried every method out there. I'm like, I'm open. I just want to try it all and see. And I'm impatient for results. And so my first very real interesting experience was with Wen in 2015 in February. And we've got mastery teacher Hayam Alexander doing a demonstration. And I felt for the first time energy bubbling up my arm. I was like, yeah, I could feel the shifts happening really quickly. And I thought, this is fascinating. Let me explore more. And so I did. And I watched a lot of the YouTube videos online. And
as you should. I mean, why not? Like everyone's like, oh, I learned something online, as if it's like, yeah, I learned a lot of things online.
I think we live in a great age where we have so much people sharing online. So many courses online. You can learn pretty much everything. And so I think for me, what was kind of wow was within a few months, my dad started reading again. 2013, he stopped reading completely. And we tried every method, conventional. And I don't know, I was meditating for 2 years.
Reading books, reading.
I didn't say that.
What did you say? Your dad stopped, I understood your dad stopped reading.
My dad was a bibliophile since a child, and he stopped reading. He would read 3 newspapers, books every single day, and he stopped reading in 2013.
Oh, right. So, yeah, okay, that as a background. Now I can understand it, because I'm like, I thought you said he stopped breathing, and I'm like, well, that would be quite final. And then I was like, okay, stop reading. But for me, like, I stopped reading like after about a minute. I go, oh God, that's too much hard work being dyslexic. So I was like, what's he on about? Now I get it. Oh, all right. So he's like he just loves reading.
Yes.
And then when he stopped, that was like, you felt it
shocking
was
to all of us.
Oh my God.
All
it's
of
like
us
a family. It's like,
oh. Yeah, like he lost motivation, and it was weird because he would read every single day that we knew him.
Right. And so you worked to try and make it go. I'd like to go back, actually, kind of curious about the family constellations, because it was the first moment. So what was you? Can you remember that first moment? You were like there, and you're standing there, and you're going, wait a minute, yeah, wait, I'm a scientist, yeah. Somebody stop this, yeah. Stop playing a joke on me. Was it like that?
I guess I was curious. I just went with an open mind, and I'm looking at everyone. I think I was very much, I was never the seeker, the person who was doing the family constellation. I was always picked as a representative. And I think in the first few rounds, and I'm like thinking, what in the world is going on? Like, people who have passed on, and people are talking as if they are them,
Right.
And I remember one particular round where I was representing somebody's mother. I'm not a mother in this life. I don't have a child. And I just remember tapping into that particular person and responding in such odd ways. Like, I would have thoughts and feelings, and I want to express myself, and I wanted to cry in front of everybody. And I was like, oh. And I thought, my goodness, who is this? This is not me. I would never cry in public. And I was wanting to do all of those things. And so I thought it was very strange to be able to tap into somebody else's energy field, thoughts and feelings. And a lot was coming to me. And I realized, okay, we are connected, we are intuitive, we can tap into other people's thoughts. But for me at the time, okay, this is a bit too dramatic, and it could possibly be energy draining. I'm disconnecting from this. And once I did my family constellation, I'm like, thank you for this, and no more.
Right. Okay, yeah, you kind of like, wait a minute, like I'd like to forget this. It doesn't fit in with my worldview. But later you had all those experiences, and then you did. I don't know if I can mention it, but you were like in this big beauty contest. Did you use any? I mean, like, you're obviously a very attractive lady, and it's a lovely thing to see all the passion that you're putting into it, and I felt like, for me also, you're like the girl next door as well. You're very approachable. Which is a really nice, thing you've got going on, and then you're like really enjoying this whole thing. And I felt like it was trying to inspire people a bit. But did the energy work come in there for you at all? Did you feel like you were a bit of an ambassador, or?
I actually wanted to be an ambassador for energy work and share, but I think I've been playing with this. The very issue that I had brought up to Chaim Alexander in 2015 was, I'm afraid of the limelight. That was the actual issue that I brought up in 2015. And subsequently, in that very year alone, it's like the worst year it's like pushing you to grow, right? Pushing you to evolve. It was the worst year in my life, because my husband was in hospital, my dad was not well. It looked like I was going to be the sole breadwinner of the family. And I know that if you want to get out there and serve people need to know you exist. So at the time, I was battling that issue of being afraid of the limelight. And then subsequently, the energy work was done, but I felt I really need to take action. I really need to get out there. Right. In that year, I first did videos. I was petrified of videos. A lot of people are afraid of doing videos, appearing on videos. So we all have different, fears. Like, some people are just don't want to be on photographs. Some people don't want to be on videos. People don't want to speak in front of 30. Whatever the number, everyone's got their different fears, right? Levels of fear. Yeah. And so for me, I conquered my fear of video in that year, and that was pretty phenomenal. And ever since then, I'm like doing so many videos.
So I think I know sort of some background, but I mean, like, people are just like got no idea about energy work. You started when you had the family constellations, you started knowing stuff, and then you later met this guy doing other energy work, and you felt like you felt like this actual energy moving on your body. Now, I mean, was it scary? Did you find it scary? And what was the most impressive thing? Did you notice immediately a change, or not really?
I would have to say it was subtle. My first experience with the method that I now practice was the energy bubbling up the arm was just puzzling. And I liked the whole setting. It was very matter of fact, like no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that you don't go into the drama of things. You didn't have to feel all the emotions and the stress, and
right.
Even though I was feeling it, right?
So it wasn't like a psychotherapy when you're going like, oh, and I'm not saying all psychotherapies like that, but it's like dig deep into your emotions. Let's see some tears. It was nothing like that for you.
And express it all. No, it was like feel it, and then are you ready to clear it? Ding, 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 done, cleared. And then I was like, I didn't know what was going on.
But did you feel it was cleared? Like the teacher said, oh, it's cleared, and did you go, oh, it's cleared, or what was? Do you know what I mean? Like, did you just feel like somebody's just talking over you?
Yeah, a bit like that.
A bit like that at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
So was there a moment where you like clicked
effect, and
oh right, you felt it was a bit show busy. Okay.
No. I feel the opposite of that, because the other modalities that I've delved into, they go into it really long. Like it's like one whole hour to process one thing. And for me, it was like, it's nice, but slow.
Right.
So in one whole day, maybe we deal with 5 issues. And with UN that you and I practice, we deal with so many issues in half an hour.
Right.
So I like the speed.
Right. So we're talking Yun method. Yeah. So there was an impressive moment for you, I guess. I mean, yes, Yun method can just do lots of things very quickly. But was there an impressive moment where you went, like, I'm kind of after wow moment where you went?
The light bulb moment was in 2015 in February. I experienced the method. I watched on YouTube, and just a matter of months, it took about maybe until April, my dad, who had stopped reading for 2.5 years, thereabouts, started reading again. And I'm like, what? What's going on?
Right, but that was something that happened outside, sort of. That was something. I mean, the reason I say it's like that's something that's happened outside, and people say, well, he could have just started reading, So how do you? I mean, like he stopped reading and then he started reading again. It's like, I mean, I'm trying to play a devil's advocate here and go,
yes. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the only thing that happened. So quite a number of things happened. I mean, yeah, you could just say... I
suppose for you as key, that was like your dad. It's got to be the key thing, hasn't it?
To me, that was the most dramatic change, because it didn't happen. And I felt that for me personally, I got more courage, more blank state of mind, like less worries, less analyzing, less fear, because all these thoughts really affect our emotions. So I felt more courage. Yeah.
Right. And so I kind of have to ask you this question because I faced it over many years. I mean, like, there are moments where I've felt like expressing that you do energy work and doing anything psychic or spiritual is something to be ashamed of, or something you want to hide, or yeah. I mean, have you experienced that?
Yeah, till today.
Yeah, right. I think that's normal. I think we need to do a session on it, don't we?
Yes, we do. Can we please run a session for all the people still hiding? Because there are so many people who are hiding. I know for a fact, like I'm kind of open with the work that I do. Like I don't hide as much, you know, when I go for networking sessions. I'm a trainer and I also do energy work. And then I just watch the response on the other person. And I've discovered that a lot of people, successful or not successful, the whole range of people who actually practice some spiritual work and or do some form of it, and they don't share with other people.
Right, which is
It's
so
like
interesting.
they either practice it for themselves.
And you're coming from a science background, and now I mean, I consider you as quite, you know, active, well-known in the energy work area, and really, you're also doing a lot of abundance work, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
There's some Facebook. Tell me about this Facebook with abundance. We'll post a link in the show notes. We'll have to. You've got a Facebook group?
Yes, I do. And yeah, so this whole thing with courage, right? Right now I have to start with, I started 3 Facebook groups. And it's all related to being more of yourself, being more courageous you. I started Dance Yourself Free in October last year, and it was phenomenal. And I conquered my fear of singing in front of people in November last year. And this March, I'm running this program called Heal Your Money Beliefs. And so it's about flipping all our limiting money beliefs cognitively and just having more empowering belief with regards to money. So this is running for March, and I'm going to be opening a small group just for people who are open to go deeper. And it's going to get really personal, because right now the flipping the money beliefs, it's like an example would be money is the root of all evil. And then we flip it with money's just energy. It's what you do with it that counts. You know, it depends on the person's intention. There are all kinds of people out there, people with good intention and bad intention. So people are flipping it. And I would say that it's been a wonderful experience to be conditioned or to be immersed with positivity and really lift your day. Like I feel beautiful lifts to be surrounded with for a change, you know, positive beliefs around money. Really, it's been wonderful. And so I'm opening up a group just in time for this interview, Heal Your Money Beliefs Part 2 private group, where we're going deeper about how people's moms viewed money, dads viewed money, and it's time to release all of this and just renew your relationship with money.
So people might click on this interview and they go, "Oh, I want to connect with that group." Now, is that something that's you're going to start and then they can join in, or is it
They're more
something
than welcome to come into the March Heal Your Money Beliefs and
is it
dive
free?
in? And yes, it's completely free.
It's free! My God, we're gonna get in there. Okay, so it's a free,
and we all love free.
Okay, so you go in and you can join it for free. What about if you missed the beginning and you want to join in? Can you still join in? Are there going to be resources available for the latees?
Totally available. So the group is still open and people can go in, and there's we've been running one limiting belief day, and it shouldn't take too much time to complete it all. There's how many days in April? 30
days has September, April, June, and November. So it must be 30.
No, there's 31 days in March. Sorry. Sorry. There's 31 days in March. So they would just spend some time. For me, I think I like to do it a blitz, do day 1 to 10 in 20 to 30 minutes, and then tune in another day to do it. And I will be actively responding to people's comments.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you now. I've had so many incredible experiences with energy work. So can you give me one of your moments when you go, well, that was a really clear and impressive shift in energy that I suddenly experienced. As a scientist, I really can't attribute to, of course I can attribute as a scientist. You can't really prove anything, can you? Science, sadly, but I can say, well, that's got a lot of meaning for me. Can you think of one to give to everybody of your personal experience?
Well, I have to say, one of my friends has a lifelong phobia of dogs, and she wanted to come to my house not being so scared of my dog, or she felt bad to have my dog put in the room, and my dog is really not good to be here by itself. And so I cleared her phobia. I assisted her in clearing her phobia, lifelong phobia of dogs, in just 5 minutes. And she came to and she was completely stunned, like
Okay.
being able to be near my dog, hold my dog. And now she has a boyfriend with a Great Dane.
I thought you could say now she's got a boyfriend who's a dog. Yeah, it's like I'm like, what? Okay, he's got a Great Dane. Okay, good.
And she loves the dog. Without clearing this phobia, she wouldn't be able to have this wonderful, beautiful experience or relationship with her boyfriend and his dog.
Oh, that's nice. That's brilliant. Well, look, I'm sure. I suppose I can tell everybody just if you want to shift your phobia, if you want to work on your on your abundance, then contact Dianna Lane. She is the path.
Yes.
The lane is the path for you. She's part of the Tao, the lane.
Yes.
Can I say that? Okay. So, well, it's been really lovely talking to you, and we'll obviously we'll keep in touch. I'm sure you'll come back and give us an interview later. You're my very first person.
Thank you, Richard. Thanks for
All right.
doing this beautiful work. Bye.